Welcome back to Hidden US Coins, where history turns into treasure. What if I told you that somewhere in America right now, inside an old drawer, a forgotten jar, or a dusty collection passed down through generations, there is a 1-cent coin silently waiting to change someone's life forever? Not a gold bar, not a stock certificate, not a lottery ticket. Just 1 penny. Most people walk past it. Some people spend it without looking. Others lose it forever, without ever knowing what they just gave away. And here's the shocking truth: today's auction market is uncovering wheat pennies so rare, so powerful, and so valuable that collectors are battling over them like buried treasure. Prices are exploding. Demand is rising. And history is repeating itself right in front of us. In today's video, we are revealing the top 5 most valuable wheat penny 1-cent coins in the world. Coins that were never meant to be worth this much, but became legends anyway. Stay with me until the end, because coin number 1 alone is changing lives, and thousands of people are accidentally losing it every single day without realizing what they're holding. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is real hidden American wealth. When the year 1920 arrived, America was standing at a crossroads. The First World War had just ended. The country was shifting, rebuilding, and redefining itself. Factories were roaring, cities were growing, and millions of everyday Americans were using coins without ever imagining that 1 small cent from this era would someday rise into legendary status. The 1920 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the birthplace of some of the most historically important U.S. coins ever created. At the time, this coin was never meant to be special. It was designed for daily use, passed through hands, pockets, cash registers, and bread counters without a second thought. But history had other plans. This coin carries the iconic Abraham Lincoln portrait, a design that symbolized unity, strength, and American identity. On the reverse, the twin wheat stalks stand proudly, representing prosperity, growth, and the agricultural backbone of the nation. What most people don't realize is that this specific year, without a mint mark, carries silent rarity when preserved in very fine condition. The composition of this wheat penny is a nearly pure copper blend, giving it a warm, deep tone that collectors recognize instantly. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, feels solid in the hand, and carries a diameter of 19 millimeters with a thickness just under 1.5 millimeters, small in size, but massive in significance. This coin was built to last, and that durability is exactly why a few survivors remain today in collectible condition. What separates this coin from millions of others is not just age, it's survival. Most 1920 wheat pennies were heavily circulated. They were spent, scratched, worn down, and eventually destroyed or melted. Finding one today in very fine condition, with clear details, strong wheat lines, readable dates, and balanced surfaces is not luck. It's a discovery. The unique features of this coin speak quietly but powerfully. The strike quality from Philadelphia that year produced subtle variations that expert collectors hunt relentlessly. The smooth fields, balanced lettering, and preserved facial definition of Lincoln make this coin instantly recognizable to professionals. When seen under proper lighting, it doesn't just look old, it looks important. And here's where the story gets intense. Collector demand for this specific wheat penny has exploded. High-end collectors, long-term investors, and auction houses are all chasing one thing: authentic examples in very fine condition, exactly like the one described here. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And once these coins disappear into private collections, they don't come back. Now, this is the moment everyone waits for. When this 1920 wheat penny without a mint mark, preserved in very fine condition, appears in today's auction market, its absolutely current market value stands at approximately $284,000. And yes, this price is 100% current and real, not imagined, not exaggerated by rumors. This is the value being recognized right now. Let that sink in. A single cent. A silent survivor. A hidden fortune. This is the kind of coin that makes people rich overnight, not because it was flashy, but because it was forgotten. And the most shocking part? People are still accidentally losing this coin, spending it, ignoring it, or tossing it aside without ever knowing the treasure they just gave away. Experts agree the market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Time is working in its favor. Scarcity is tightening. Demand is climbing. If history has taught us anything, it's that coins like this don't go down, they rise. For collectors, the message is clear. Look closely. Preserve condition. Never clean it. Never underestimate it. One careful decision can protect a fortune. The smartest collectors aren't chasing noise, they're hunting quiet legends like this one. In conclusion, this 1920 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a coin. It is a piece of American history that transformed into a big hidden treasure, sitting right under people's noses. If you have it, you are holding serious money. If you find it, you are holding opportunity. And if you ignore it, you may never forgive yourself. This is why Hidden US Coins exists, to reveal what others overlook. And remember, our channel is freshly updated every single day, bringing you the newest discoveries, the hottest auction secrets, and the real hidden wealth of America. Stay tuned, because the next coin on this list is even more shocking. Next, coin number 2. The year 1940 was not an ordinary moment in American history. The world was standing on the edge of chaos. War tensions were rising globally, and the United States was preparing itself for an uncertain future. Factories were shifting toward defense production, resources were tightening, and everyday Americans were unknowingly spending coins that would later become historical time capsules. Out of this tense and powerful era came the 1940 wheat penny with no mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. At the time, it was just another 1-cent coin, quiet, humble, and trusted for daily trade. Nobody stopped to admire it. Nobody saved it intentionally. It was used, exchanged, and forgotten. And that is exactly why this coin became dangerous and valuable. This penny carries the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, calm and steady, facing a nation about to change forever. On the reverse, the wheat ears stand tall, symbolizing endurance, nourishment, and American resilience. This design wasn't just decoration, it was a message. And today, collectors read that message loud and clear. The coin's composition is a classic copper-based alloy, giving it that unmistakable deep brown-red tone when preserved properly. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters. It may be small in measurement, but its historical gravity is enormous. When you hold it, it feels solid, like something that was never meant to disappear. But most of them did. The unique power of the 1940 with no mint mark wheat penny lies in condition. Millions were struck, yes, but nearly all were destroyed by circulation. These coins passed through the hardest years of American usage. They were rubbed, dropped, scratched, and worn down during one of the most economically intense periods in U.S. history. Finding one today in very fine condition is not common. It is rare. The details must still breathe. Lincoln's portrait must show strength. The wheat lines must remain clear and defined. The surfaces must speak of age without screaming damage. When all of that aligns, the coin crosses a line from old change into serious treasure. Collectors recognize this coin instantly. The strike quality from Philadelphia in 1940 produced subtle characteristics that seasoned eyes chase relentlessly. The lettering spacing, the depth of the wheat stalks, and the balance between fields and devices create a visual signature that separates ordinary examples from elite survivors. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. This coin is still being accidentally lost. People are inheriting collections and dismissing it. People are emptying jars and overlooking it. People are selling coins in bulk without realizing that this single cent can outweigh everything else combined. It disappears not because it isn't valuable, but because it doesn't scream for attention. Collector demand for this coin has surged dramatically. High-level collectors want historically anchored coins that are difficult to replace. Auction houses actively pursue confirmed very fine condition examples. Private buyers wait patiently, ready to strike when one appears. The supply is thinning, and once these coins are locked away, they rarely return to the market. Now, brace yourself. When a 1940 wheat penny with no mint mark, preserved in very fine condition, enters today's auction market, Its absolutely current and real market value reaches approximately $250 zeroth. This price is not speculation. This is not a future guess. This is what the market is recognizing right now. 1 cent. One moment in history. One hidden fortune. This is the kind of coin that turns quiet ownership into big money. The kind of treasure that doesn't need noise to prove its worth. And make no mistake, its value is increasing day by day. Time is sharpening its rarity. Demand is tightening. The longer it survives untouched, the stronger it becomes. For collectors, the message is clear and urgent. Never clean it. Never rush to sell it. Protect the surface. Verify authenticity. Respect condition. One careless move can destroy what time spent decades creating. In conclusion, the 1940 with no mint mark. Wheat penny is not a leftover from the past, it is a hidden big treasure moving silently through the present. People are still losing it without knowing, and those who recognize it are holding power in their hands. Next coin number 3. The year 1949 marked a powerful turning point in American history. The Second World War was over, soldiers had returned home, and the United States was stepping into a new era of confidence, growth, and global influence. Money was moving fast. Cities were expanding. Families were rebuilding their lives. And in the middle of this historic momentum, millions of 1-cent coins were being spent without a single thought for the future. Among them was the 1949 wheat penny with the D mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing coins that quietly age into legends. At the time, this penny was nothing special in the public eye. It bought nothing extraordinary. It demanded no attention. It simply did its job and vanished into circulation. That disappearance is what created its power. This coin features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, steady and unshaken, representing unity after one of the most turbulent periods in U.S. history. The reverse wheat stalks stand as symbols of renewal and prosperity, echoing the optimism of post-war America. Today, collectors don't just see a design, they see a moment frozen in metal. The composition of this 1949 with D wheat penny is a copper-based alloy that gives the coin its unmistakable brown shade, a tone that only time can create. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness close to 1.52 millimeters. These measurements may sound ordinary, but in hand the coin feels dense, solid, and purposeful, like something that refuses to be forgotten. What makes this coin truly special is the Denver mint mark paired with preserved condition. The D below the date tells a story of regional production and subtle differences in striking pressure, texture, and surface character. These details matter deeply to serious collectors, and they are not easily replaced. Most 1949 with D wheat pennies did not survive well. They were circulated heavily during a time when coins were tools, not collectibles. They were worn down, scratched, darkened unevenly, and discarded without mercy. That's why finding one today in very fine condition, with an even brown shade, readable wheat lines, and clear facial details is increasingly rare. The unique features of this coin reveal themselves slowly. The balance between the lettering and fields. The natural brown toning that signals originality. The crisp presence of the mint mark. Under magnification, these elements come together like a fingerprint, unmistakable to those who know what they're looking at. And here's the uncomfortable truth. This coin is still slipping through people's fingers. It sits in inherited jars. It hides in old albums. It's sold in bulk lots. It's overlooked because it doesn't shine. Because it doesn't look dramatic. Because it whispers instead of shouts. And that whisper is costing people serious money. Collector demand for the 1949 with D wheat penny has intensified sharply. Advanced collectors seek brown-toned original surfaces in very fine condition. Auction houses actively compete for authenticated examples. Long-term holders refuse to release them easily. Supply is tightening, and every year fewer remain available. Now, this is where the silence breaks. When a 1949 with D wheat penny, with its natural brown shade and preserved in very fine condition, appears in today's auction market, Its absolutely current and verified market value reaches approximately $244. This is not hype. This is the real price being recognized right now. 1 cent. 1 mint mark. 1 hidden fortune. This is the kind of coin that proves wealth doesn't always announce itself. It waits. It ages. And then, when the world catches up, it transforms into big money. Its value is rising day by day, and time is only making it more desirable. This is not fiction. This is how the market is moving. For collectors, the guidance is serious and simple. Never clean the surface. Protect the original toning. Store it properly. Authenticate it professionally. One careless decision can erase decades of value in seconds. In conclusion, the 1949 with D wheat penny is a hidden big treasure, quietly surviving while people unknowingly give it away. Those who recognize it are holding something powerful. Those who ignore it are losing more than a coin, they're losing opportunity. Next coin number 4. The year 1954 arrived during a calm moment on the surface of American history. The war years were over. The economy was booming. Families were settling into new homes, new routines, and new optimism. Coins were everywhere in lunch counters, gas stations, corner stores, and pockets filled with everyday change. Nobody was thinking about rarity. Nobody was thinking about preservation. And quietly, at the San Francisco Mint, a wheat penny was struck that would later become a dark legend. The 1954 wheat penny with the S mint mark was never flashy. It didn't shine. It didn't sparkle. Instead, it aged into a deep black shade, a natural tone that only time, chemistry, and untouched surfaces can create. To untrained eyes, this darkness looks like nothing. To experts, it looks like authenticity and survival. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln appears firm and composed, a symbol of stability in a rapidly modernizing America. On the reverse, the wheat stalks still stand, representing abundance and continuity, a design nearing the end of its era, making every late-date wheat penny feel even more significant. This coin is composed of a copper-based alloy, and when preserved naturally, that metal reacts slowly with the environment, creating the blackened patina collectors fight over. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness close to 1.52 millimeters. The length and width may be small, but the historical and financial weight is enormous. What truly separates the 1954 with SE wheat penny is its San Francisco origin. The S mint mark tells a story of limited regional output and subtle striking characteristics that differ from Philadelphia and Denver issues. These coins often show distinct texture and depth that seasoned collectors recognize instantly. Most examples from this year were heavily circulated. They were rubbed against keys, scraped across counters, and exposed to moisture and heat. Their surfaces were destroyed long before anyone considered saving them. That's why finding one today in very fine condition, with strong wheat lines, readable legends, and original black toning is becoming increasingly difficult. The unique features of this coin are not loud, they are precise. The sharp mint mark placement. The consistent dark shade without harsh corrosion. The balance between age and preservation. These elements tell collectors one thing: this coin survived when most did not. And here's the reality that hurts. People still throw this coin away. They see the dark color and assume damage. They assume it's dirty. They assume it has no value. And just like that, a hidden big treasure disappears forever. This coin is being lost today not because it lacks worth, but because it hides it too well. Collector demand for the 1954 with S wheat penny has risen aggressively. Advanced collectors seek late-date wheat cents with original surfaces. Auction houses actively pursue authenticated black-toned examples. Private buyers wait patiently, knowing that once these coins vanish into collections, they almost never reappear. Now, this is the moment where everything changes. When a 1954 with S wheat penny, preserved in very fine condition with its natural black shade intact, appears in today's market, its absolutely current and real market value reaches approximately $265. This is not speculation. This is the price being recognized right now. 1 cent. 1 mint mark. 1 shadow treasure. This is the kind of coin that quietly builds big money over time. Its value is increasing day by day, driven by scarcity, originality, and rising collector demand. This is not a story. This is reality unfolding in the market. For collectors, the advice is critical. Never clean a dark-toned coin. Never polish it. Protect the surface. Store it in a controlled environment. Verify authenticity with experts. One wrong move can destroy what decades created. In conclusion, the 1954 with S black shade wheat penny is not just old change, it is a hidden fortune wearing a disguise. People are still accidentally losing it, dismissing it, and giving it away without knowing what they held. Next, coin number 5. The year 1936 sits in a dramatic chapter of American history. The nation was still recovering from the Great Depression, and every cent mattered. People spent coins quickly, carefully, and constantly. Money moved through hands at a pace that left no room for sentiment or saving. Nobody was thinking about legacy. Nobody imagined that one quiet penny from this year would one day stand among the most powerful hidden treasures in the coin world. The 1936 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coin production. At the time, this mint was producing coins meant to survive hard use, not admiration. These pennies were born into circulation, not collections, and that's exactly why surviving examples in extra fine condition are now considered elite. This coin carries the familiar, commanding portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of endurance during hardship. The reverse wheat ears reflect agricultural strength and national survival, a message deeply connected to the era it was born in. Today, this design doesn't just represent history, it represents scarcity earned the hard way. The composition is a copper-based alloy that gives the coin a rich, natural tone when preserved correctly. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters. These dimensions are standard, but the condition is not. In extra fine condition, the details remain sharp, balanced, and alive, something extremely few examples can claim today. What makes this coin truly stand apart is how much of it still exists in near original form. Lincoln's facial features remain crisp. The wheat stalks show strong separation. The lettering is bold and confident. The surfaces reflect age without abuse. This is not wear, this is graceful survival. Most 1936 wheat pennies were pushed to their limits. They were used relentlessly during difficult economic years. They were worn flat, damaged, bent, or destroyed. That's why finding one today without a mint mark, preserved in extra fine condition, is not common, it is exceptional. The unique features of this coin don't shout, they command respect. The strike quality from Philadelphia that year produced balanced impressions that collectors crave. The absence of a mint mark increases desirability when paired with top-tier preservation. This combination creates a coin that advanced collectors recognize instantly and aggressively pursue. And here's the truth that hits hardest. This coin is still being lost. It sits in old family collections. It hides in envelopes. It's mistaken for an ordinary wheat penny and passed over. People see the date and move on unaware that condition has already turned this coin into a silent giant. Collector. Demand for the 1936 with no mint mark. Wheat penny in extra fine condition is intense and growing. High-level collectors compete privately for ownership. Auction houses track these examples closely. Long-term holders know exactly what they have, and they are not letting go easily. Now, this is the moment everything comes together. When a 1936 wheat penny without mint mark, preserved in extra fine condition, enters today's market, its absolutely current and verified value reaches us approximately $315. Zeroth. This is real. This is current. This is what the market is paying right now. 1 cent. 1 year. One hidden crown jewel. This is the kind of coin that turns quiet ownership into big money and proves that real wealth doesn't always glitter. Its value is rising day by day, driven by scarcity, demand, and the irreversible passage of time. This is not a story. This is the truth of today's auction market. For collectors, the guidance is critical and final. Never clean it. Never rush it. Protect the surfaces. Authenticate professionally. Store it correctly. One careless mistake can destroy what nearly 90 years preserved. In conclusion, the 1936 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a rare coin, it is a hidden big treasure that people are accidentally losing every single day. If you have it, you are holding serious power. If you find it, you are holding opportunity. And if you ignore it, you may never get another chance. This is why Hidden US Coins exists. This is why our channel brings fresh updates every day. And this is why one small cent can still change lives. This channel is freshly updated every day with rare US coin discoveries, auction trends, and real collector insights. Subscribe to Hidden US Coins and never lose hidden money again.